we are in step number 3 of the cornrow braid style. In this step, I will be sharing with you 5 of my best tips and tricks for doing your cornrow braids. Tip number 1, beauty is not pain, preventing hair loss and alopecia. If you or if anyone you know suffers from hair loss or alopecia, one of the leading reasons why is because they wear styles that are too tight. When you are getting your braids done, your cornrows, or any other type of braids, you want to make sure that they are installed properly and comfortably. When you rest your head at night and go throughout your day, you shouldn't have to rely on pain medication because of your hairstyle. When you install your cornrow braids, you want to make sure that you could still move your head around and it's extremely comfortable to wear. Over time, when you continue to wear tight styles, it eventually leads to hair loss and in extreme cases, alopecia. So in the case that beauty is pain, that is not true because beauty is not pain. Tip number 2, braiding close to your roots. When you are braiding your cornrow braid, you want to make sure that you braid as close to your roots as possible. This does not mean you have to braid as tight as you can. You want to make sure that at the same time you are braiding firmly, the style is still comfortable to wear. You should not be in pain as you are wearing your cornrow braids. But remember, the closer your braids are to the roots of your hair, the more fresh your style looks. The further you are away from your roots, the more older your style appears. So braid comfortably, but make sure that you braid neat and as close to your roots as possible. Tip number 3, narrow your parts in the back. If you take a minute to notice your hairline in the front of your head and in the back of your head, there's more space in the front of your head of your hairline than there is at the nape of your neck. So naturally, even though all of your braids are even, as you slightly reach the back of your head, your braids should get a little bit more narrow so all of the ends can fit at the back of your head. This is natural. You want to make sure that when you are parting your hair, as you reach closer to the back, you part a little bit more thinner amount of hair that you need. This ensures that all of your braids can go directly to the back of your head, even though your hairline in the front has more space than the hairline at the nape of your head. Tip number 4, thumbs width per braid. To give you an idea of how to measure how big or small you want your braids to be, I like to use the width of my thumb to give me a measurement of my typical size braid. So as you can see, my braids are not big, but they're not small. They're a medium-sized average braid. So what you want to do to make sure you get that average size cornrow braid is just to use your thumb as a measurement, place it up to your scalp, and then part that width on your head. This ensures that your braids are a nice size. If you would like your braids to be smaller than that, just take half the width of your thumb. And if you would like them bigger, double the width of your thumb. So use your thumb as a width measurement for each individual cornrow braid. Last but not least, tip number 5, practice. Practice at doing your hair until you are comfortable with doing your cornrow braids. Just know that if this is your first time doing your braids, it can be a little bit challenging, but the process is extremely easy to do. Sometimes you may struggle or stumble, but just know, the more you practice at doing your cornrow braids, the better you will be. So don't give up or quit or get discouraged, because usually when you try anything for the first time, it doesn't come out the way you hoped for. Continue to work on the braiding technique until you master it, and practice at doing your cornrow braids until you get your desired results. So that's it for all of my tips for doing your cornrow braids. Make sure to follow along with those 5 tips that I've shared you for your neat braid style. In the next step, step number 4, I will show you the finished results of your cornrow braids.